Hey y'all, this is Destiny checking in with today's Daily Diamond. Hey family, as always, I would like to say welcome to anybody who is new and checking out my podcast. Thank you for the support. And hey again, to those of you who have been with me from the jump, I thank you. I appreciate all of the support, all of the likes, the subscribes, the shares. Make sure you guys are liking, you are commenting, you are watching me on YouTube, you're checking out my Instagram, you are following me on all of my social media avenues. Make sure that you guys are giving me reviews on iTunes. I'm really trying to get myself into the new and noteworthy category. It's gonna be a minute, but progress is progress. Happy Wednesday. I know that it is a rainy day, but I've got something for you guys today. So, you know that I have to thank my sponsors. So first, we have my best friend, Tiana Nate. Make sure that you check out her YouTube channel. I don't know if her video is up for this week. I think it might have gotten delayed, but make sure that you got your post notifications on so that you can like, subscribe, share, and comment. And she's doing a giveaway this week, so make sure you tune in. Then, of course, we have our up-and-coming braider, Lisha. Make sure you check Lisha out for your braids, your buns, your ponytails. She's really getting good, and I'm very proud of her progress. So make sure you check her out. Then, of course, we have my absolute favorite lip gloss, Kisses by Shelly. Kisses by Shelly now offers a lash and lip gloss bundle deal. Make sure that you check them out. And last but not least, we have the Royal Crown Extensions, the only hair I wear. Make sure that you check out Royal Crown Extensions. I am 6 weeks into my install and still have no complaints. Make sure that you check Sade out. She has wigs, she has bonnets, she has bundles, she has closures. She's got it all. And make sure that you check out Royal Crown Extensions lash line. In addition, Sade has a YouTube channel coming out. So make sure you check her out on YouTube as well. I will share the details as soon as I get them. Thank you to all of the ladies who help support me. They will be in the description below, so make sure that you check them all out. Now on to today's topic. So today's topic is one for the mothers out there. I really want to take some time today to talk about children. I am a mother of 2 young children, which you guys have heard in the background for every single podcast because I'm not a professional. I'm doing this with some real rudimentary tools. My son is 4 years old and my daughter is 2. My son is the more reserved, the more quiet, the more I'm kind of on my own solo dolo type of kid. And my daughter, of course, is the miniature Tasmanian devil, for lack of better terminology. And so every time that I recorded and they've been around, which is most of the time, you guys have heard them, even though I've been trying my best to do a really good job of getting them out of the background of my audio, but you know that they exist. And so I want to take time today to talk about children. And so let me give you a little bit of my background history. So I had always wanted children. I originally said that I wanted 4 children. However, finances in life it ain't happening. I always wanted children, but when I married my husband, we immediately began to try for children, I should say. But we faced some difficulties. I'm not going to say that we didn't. It took us 3 years to conceive my son. We found out that we were pregnant January of 2014, and he was born August of 2014. He was supposed to be due October of 2014, and so he was born very early. I hardly ever tell the story or share the story publicly about my son and his premature birth, but my son was born at 32 weeks and 6 days. He spent 2-3 weeks in the NICU, and those 2 or 3 weeks were probably some of the most difficult times of my life. He was very young. He had issues with his temperature. He had a bout of jaundice. He had struggles eating. And so for those 2 weeks, my life surrounded around pumping milk for him and being at the NICU. And so I didn't get the bonding that you normally see with a mother and a newborn baby because my newborn baby spent the first 2 weeks of his life in an incubator. And so with my son, it kind of took a minute. But when my son came along, he was like a blessing to our family because also at the same time, my husband's grandmother was very ill. She ended up passing September of 2014. And so my son was almost like a good thing to the family because it gave them something to be happy about. And so even though they were really, really grieving and very, very broken, the baby, my son, wound up being a good thing for not only my family, but the family in general, because it gave them something to be happy about. So my son, because of the time period in which he was born, became the golden child. He got whatever he wanted whenever he asked or whenever he didn't ask. And so he has now turned into this spoiled 4-year-old terror that we have in front of us, that we are trying to work on breaking bad habits and breaking his language so that he doesn't say gimme, and he says please and thank you. And baby, this stubborn little boy is giving me a run for my money. But that's kind of who my son is. My daughter, her name is Cadence. She was born May of 2016. She was due June 30th of 2016. She was born August 25th. So she was born at almost 36 weeks. She too was born prematurely. However, my experiences with her were quite different. She did not have to stay in the NICU. She came right home. I had her on a Wednesday. She was brought home on a Friday. And Cadence was my child. There's a serious birth story behind her, but I will say this. She was born at home with no intervention and no help, and I delivered her by myself. And so Cadence is my very spunky, very determined, very talkative, very bouncy, very busy child. And so I have two totally different personalities and two totally different people when I look at my children, but mothers. This one is for you. So enough about my kids. So children are the absolute most amazing thing in the world. However, they can be the most difficult, the most trying, the most worrisome, the most annoying little people in the world. And I don't say that as a mother who does not worship the ground that her children walk on. I just say that as a mother of 2 young toddlers. And so, moms, it is always my suggestion that, especially when you have children, one, take some time to get to know your children. Take some time to know their personalities very, very well. Take some time to know what things they enjoy, what things they dislike, so that when you are around people, you can, especially for your young children, you can give people kind of a mini bio on them. You can give people the what to do's and the what to knows about your children in particular, because you know your children better than anyone else. Children are so freaking complicated, but it's so cool, I think, to see, many versions of yourself walking around the house. My son is like a miniature version of my husband, but he looks like me. And my daughter is a miniature version of somebody else, because I don't know who child she is, but she looks like her father. But children are absolutely beautiful. And I think when we talk about children, man, we got to talk about the sacrifice. So if you are a mom out there and you're listening to this today, I just want to tell you that I thank you for your sacrifice. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your tears. I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for your worries. Somebody gonna say, but they're not your kids. No, they're not my kids. But moms don't get thank yous enough. And so for my mothers out there, I thank you. I thank you for all that you do. I thank you for all that you will do, all that you haven't done yet, and all that you will continue to do until you take your last breath. Children, though, even though they are beautiful and they are powerful and they are great, they can be a true test on your patience. Sometimes you need a break from your children, and that is okay. I don't know what I was thinking when I started out with my son, and I swear to God, nobody would watch him and nobody would see him and nobody would touch him other than on the days I went to work, because I had to be his mama and I had to be present. That was one of the worst mistakes I could have ever made in my doggone life. Now he's 4 and his sister is 2, and I have to beg somebody to watch my children so that I can be the adult version of myself. Moms out there, if you have children, take time for yourself. Drop them off. Sneak away. I don't care if you have to lie and take a half a day off of work to do something for yourself, and they're already at daycare or they're already at school. Do that. Do that, because you freaking deserve it. Man, kids are so much and they're so complicated, and people act like having kids and raising kids is just an easy thing. And especially like when you're the mama, you become responsible for like everything. I don't know if it's just in my house, because I don't feel that way, because my husband, he does help out. But I swear, when you got kids, it don't matter if daddy helping out or not. They gonna both look for mama. Everybody gonna look for mama. Everybody is gonna look for mama. And so I challenge all of you moms out there, make time and make space for yourself. Put yourselves in a predicament in which you can be the best version of you, and be their mother. Like, I had to really, really learn that. Like, it's okay for me to go and get my hair done. It's okay for me to go and get my nails done. It's okay for me to spend the 15 more minutes in the morning doing my makeup because that's what I enjoy. It is okay for me to do my podcast amidst all of the noise because I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. It makes me freaking happy, so I'm gonna do it. Do that, moms, because these children can be a little bit rough. In addition to children being rough and you kind of taking time for yourself, love on your children. I don't know why it is in our world and in our society, like, we assume that once a kid isn't a baby anymore, that they don't need our love and they don't need our admiration and they don't need our support. I don't care if your kids are 2 or 20. They still need it. They still need their mother to be there. They still need their mother to be present. They still need their mother to be an active member of their life. I swear to God, I was like every other teenage girl who hated their mother as a teenager. And I guess I hated my mother because she was like a representation of all these rules and all these boundaries that I didn't want. And then when I had children, my mother became my best friend. My mother became the person that I went to for advice. My mother became the person who I could say that I was stressed out or I could cry to. And she never judged me. I remember being so overwhelmed, especially with a 1-year-old and a newborn, that I would just cry on the phone. Like, and she would just accept it. She would just sit there. She would just acknowledge it's okay that you feel the way that you feel. Everything is going to be all right. Like, you are allowed to feel how you feel. Moms, you are allowed to feel how you feel. If you need to take some time to cry, shoot, call me because I'll listen. Don't feel like, though, that everything has to fall on you. Dad can be responsible for some things. And, organize yourself. Put your things in order. It's so funny to me because my friend Christina always cracks jokes about how organized I am as a mother. And, like, I have to be because I got 2 little people. And if I'm not, they take me over. You might need to as a mom. Like, you might have to do what I do. I pack bags at night. I count every time I pack something. Snack 1, snack 2, kid 1, kid 2. I count to make sure that I have it all. And it's nothing wrong with that. Do whatever you need to do to put yourself in a situation where you don't have to be so stressed and so perplexed and so bent out of shape because your kids are overwhelming. I got some overwhelming kids. I got 2 toddlers. Sometimes, y'all, I don't even know what I was thinking. But, I acknowledge that. And I sit sometimes in the beauty and the chaos that is having 2 young children and being fully employed and their dad being fully employed. And I have to just absorb that chaos. I have to be okay with the fact that sometimes that chaos is above me and that them toys gonna have to stay on the floor. And with children, like, man, I think about all the laundry that I do. I'm gonna give y'all a hint. If you are a mother, if you don't wash every 2 days, you should start. Literally every 2 days, I start a load of laundry, I put it in the jar, and then I fold it when I come home from work. And it just puts me in a predicament where I'm able to be on top of things. I'm able to do some of the things that I enjoy. I know that some of you are very young mothers, and it's hard. Young mothers, start going on play dates. Reach out to someone you know that is a parent. Reach out to someone you know that is 6 months ahead of you in this step, or a year ahead of you, or 2 years ahead of you, or 3 years ahead of you, because you really, really need that support. You really, really need to be able to be around someone who can and who will support you. So today, when you focus on you and you think about how you could either be a better parent or be better to yourself so that you could be a better parent, because children are freaking complicated. I'm going to cut this into a 2-part episode because my podcasts now go on YouTube and they have to remain under 15 minutes. So I'll be back tomorrow with children part 2, but this is part 1. I'm never finished. And this is Destiny signing out with today's Daily Diamond. I'll see you guys tomorrow.